Good morning. Excuse me. Good morning, Rumble. Good morning, Rumble. Good morning, Rumble Studios. And also good morning to locals, Twitch, YouTube, and Kick. As far as that goes, we're here on Rumble Studios, broadcasting into Rumble, and we are very grateful and thankful of that aspect. Let me see. I just doing a few things different here. We don't have, we're not broadcasting on X Live, which it's apparent why we can't. I don't have the API, and though I'm looking at the. Hey, thank you, Tony D. Tony D's in the house. I see you there, my friend. Going across all the channels here, but I'm not gonna. I guess I'm not gonna fork out for the premium. They have a basic premium. I'd look at it, but I'm not sure if that includes broadcasting. If that's the case, I think it was the base. You have basic, there's a midterm, and then there's a premium. The middle one is like $7, so you get the check mark and all that. But if you're a premium subscriber to Twitter on the basic plan, which is something like $3 something, it's like $8. I think I forget what it was. I mentioned it a couple days ago, and as far as that goes, and I'd be interested in maybe going that route. But X Live is okay. It's gonna knock my. It doesn't really knock my. It's good, but it doesn't knock my socks. I can still broadcast independently on a phone, but and then Facebook, I just decided to put the hot link in there. I'm not really a Facebook fan, and we're not getting any traction on getting 100 viewers or 100 followers there on the public Facebook, so I don't really have any traction. I got real traction here on Rumble, Twitch, and YouTube for the most part. So those are the three big ones for me. So I'm going to throw in Kick and Locals. Those are two other places I'm broadcasting at. And just realized I've been talking for almost over 4 minutes here. I'm Rich Roberts, by the way. Fireman Rich here on Rumble, as well as Twitch, and over there on X Live. I post a hot link there for those people that are over there. I'm also on Twitch and YouTube and Kick. This is my Rumble channel right there, Fireman Rich on Rumble. And YouTube is a little different. YouTube is at Richard M. Roberts and stuff like that. And of course, we have our good friend Tony D in the house. Good morning, Tony D. And hashtag, salute to you, sir. Hashtag positive start to the day. And Tony says good Sunday morning. Yep. Just this is a weekend, so we're just sort of ad-libbing it here as far as the weekend edition of the morning coffee. I do have the morning coffee. What's that?
We ad-lib life.
Yeah, we ad-lib life, she says. So we're doing the weekend edition, and greatly let's see. Let's go ahead and put this up. So I'm not going to be rushing through this. I'm just kicking back. There we go, Tony. Salute to you, my brother, veteran, my good friend and fellow broadcaster there. There's the Rumble. He posted over there. We'll get to the weather here. That's his weather there. He's over on the YouTube, and he's the multicaster here. I could say you're the reason so I can blame you for being on all these freaking platforms, but I'm enjoying being on all these platforms. We are on a multitude of platforms and stuff, and I think if you're broadcasting, if you're not on at least a couple more platforms than you're on, then you're not really broadcasting and stuff, because there's a lot of good tools out there. You got Restream, StreamYards, but I prefer Rumble Studios, and I think it's really good. There's a lot of things that Rumble is doing here. And we currently have 7 people on Rumble. Yeah, Rumble rocks. 1 person on local, 1 person on YouTube, 2 on over there on the Twitch. Oh, we went to 3 people on Twitch. Tony's one of them. Who's the other guys? And over on the Kick, we normally have. Oh, let me check here. I gotta check the. Oh, nobody on Kick right now. Okay, so Kick is pretty interesting, but it's not. I probably get more traction over there on the. Over there on X Live. X Live, though, I don't know. I'm not too keen in that trying to. Squeeze money. Am I cheap? It's a matter of how you look at it and stuff like that. I think it's more the principle. If you have other platforms, and you can agree or disagree with this, if you have other platforms that are allowing you, such as Rumble Studios, and believe me, Rumble Studios does a lot, and Twitch, even YouTube, if if they allow you to live stream for a certain degree. Why not X Live? X Live, I think there's some money problems. I mean, it's always been about money or something like that. So I know it's a service, so they got to watch their pennies, I guess. That's the take I'm getting, or else they would offer at least a basic. Okay, I can even broadcast on Instagram Live for at least an hour for nothing. And it's not a matter of choice, it's just a matter of principle. You got other platforms. So, it's just like, am I really going to, and do I get anything? I get more traction on posting a link over there than I do X Live. And, a lot of people are using that X Twitter Spaces, I guess. They still call it Twitter Spaces, X Spaces, the voice only. And I've tried that. It's okay. So, I'm into what I'm doing right now, and I feel comfortable with it, and I enjoy it. I'm gonna have fun. That's the basic thing. Having fun, doing it. Well, the coffee is pretty good, but it's not 1775 coffee though. But I like coming up here. I almost came up yesterday doing the weekend edition, but I had everything set. Everything set. All I had to do was hit the press button. The missus was out washing the car, and I think she washed some windows and stuff like that. And I turned the water on, and I guess her power jet didn't work because we got this nozzle that's couldn't come off. So, but I have over here, we have a built-in hutch, and this hutch has been here longer than I've been alive. This house it was built back in, I thought 1917. We found out it's 1912. So it's well over 100 years old. So this hutch over here has these wooden drawers that are built before I was born. Off today, able to join. Oh, okay, yeah, we could do that, Tony. Like I said, it's ab lib. I got a format here, some articles, but yeah, I would love to have you up, man. You haven't been up in ages, man. No, let me see. What's the term? Oh, you haven't been up in a minute. Did I say that right? I'm still trying to wrap my head around that. In a minute? What do you mean a minute? It's longer than that. No. That's totally sick. Yeah. Just give me a minute. Not one of those long minutes, but just give me a minute here. But the hutch here, the bottom drawer, I took it out. I had to reassemble it. This is something. There was only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 nails in it because the back was all grooved and hooked together, and it's like it's craftsmanship, But I had to put some extra nails to iron it, to anchor it down and stuff like that. So Tony's laughing there as far as that goes. And let me bring up Tony. I thought you were working. I know you were working yesterday. How did I know you were working yesterday? Oh, I saw Michael's replay as far as that goes. You commented that saying that you were working. Our good friend Michael Bathurst. is doing the AI music and stuff. I usually watch him on a replay. He's one of the main people I watch on a replay. And I ended up watching your test Rumble there. I got it, and actually I got an email that it's sort of delayed that you were. Let me go ahead and send you the link there, Tony. Bring you up and stuff. We're just floating here, and I'm going to be on for an hour or two or stuff like that. Like I said, I had the regular format, but we got a guest here. That supersedes what I have here, just to get on my soapbox and stuff, because Tony is a good dude. Let me get what's this, manage part to start screening. We don't want to do that. Oh, okay, here we go. We want to shut that down. Let me copy the link, and I'll DM it to you, Tony, here. We'll bring Tony D up and have him part of it. We can talk about things. We can talk whatever you want to talk about, Tony, we can talk about, because I'm wide open. Like I said, the weekend edition is just a sort of open. And Tony is always welcome. Let me see. Where the hell? Oh, there he is. Okay. There's Sundays. Let's see. Be 07.21.2024. Link. I got to put a date when I send this to you, Tony, because then it gives me an idea when. Okay, let's see. Okay, I sent you the link there, Tony. Come up at your leisure, my friend. And we'll keep an eye open for you. And I have it. You don't have to require approval, so we'll see. So I was thinking about going broadcasting yesterday. Did not. I went to lunchtime trying to fix this drawer. Finally got it in, shaving the sides down, because the wood it expands and it contracts, and it was a little warped, so I had to shave, using a hand planer to shave down some of the sides of the drawer, and it fits in there. It's not flush, but it's in there, so I got the job done. But we have all our tools down there and stuff, so I cleaned that drawer out. It needed a cleaning. That hasn't been cleaned out since day one when we moved into the place here back in 1997, when me, the missus, and family got out of the service and stuff like that. And as far as coming back into civilian. Oh, there's Tony. Let me bring him up here. He should come up automatic. Oh, I know what. I got to set it for 2 people. There we go. I'm sorry, Tony. Should be able to come up now. Or else, no, I had it on multicast. Oh, there he is. There.
Yeah, Jesus, it's been a minute. What's up, man? What's going on?
You haven't been up on. Let me try, because I'm trying to get acclimated to these acronyms. You haven't been up live streaming in a minute. I keep on hearing that, and I'm like, I guess I'm feeling my age, my friend. How you doing? How you doing, Tony?
I'm good, man. How are you? You working on your lingo? I'm proud of you.
I don't know. There was something else that was on the TV yesterday that I had the missus is more in tune to the acronyms and stuff like that. I am freaking clueless. I've been
working on you for a couple of years. I understand.
When I first heard it, I think I heard you say it. I'm like, what are you talking a minute? It was only.
It's only a minute. That's not long at all.
There's like I said, there's some. I guess that's a sign that the culture is churning up a little bit with the terms.
A lot of us who aren't in touch with society, we're gonna lose the slang. We got that part. That's a given. So. Plus, we're too old to be learning that and do shit anywhere the hell.
Well, we're old enough to know there's certain slang you don't want to use that you can't use now and stuff, So it's just like as we progress as human beings on this big blue marble and stuff like that. But so you worked yesterday, okay? Yes. But you're off today. How you doing?
Good. Just trying to relax.
Yep. Yeah, it's a good day to do that.
Yeah, it's just really trying to relax.
And this could be like a prequel. Like I just want to say real quick, a prequel, because this is the time slot. Mm-hmm. Looking forward to coming up.
I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. There's a couple of y'all looking forward to doing that. I got to get caught back up on what's going on in the league myself. Haven't really been watching much sports. I need to get up on what's going on. politics is running the news right now. We all know that.
Yep.
Did my little spill on that the other day. It's looking ugly. I ain't gonna lie. This whole situation is ugly.
It depends on what lens you look through and stuff like that. I say, it's just like there's interesting aspects, historical aspects as of last week. I don't want to go into detail because they're hashing that out now, and I'm trying to the ones that we could talk about it later, but you know what I'm talking about. It's just it doesn't move the ball forward. I know where you stand and you know where I stand and stuff, but the bottom line is we wish the best for this country because of where we've been and what we've seen.
Absolutely.
And whatnot. So, but this is a time slot. I think you catch up. I don't think there's really that much. Here's something we could talk about.
Go.
You better say you watched the WNBA last night.
I didn't.
Oh my God. Are you serious?
I'm not gonna lie. Smoking Schizo, what's going on? How you doing? I didn't watch it.
Hey, Smoking.
I've got no disrespect against the athletes. I'm just not a big fan. And I was keeping my eyes on the news based on that tech outage that happened the day before. That was a concern to me. So I admit that. I did watch Trump's rally yesterday as well.
Now, did you watch it on Rumble or?
I watched it live.
Okay, well, it was live
on
Rumble.
People crazy. Yeah, he did another rally in Michigan last night.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I was watching it both here. When they went to the news, I used Rumble to watch it and stuff like that.
I was watching it live on TV, listening to him. He has had a change of heart, but he's starting to get back to his old self, verbally and with the speeches. Because of last night, he still sounded like his whole self. At the convention, he sounded a little bit more humble, but last night he started sounding like himself again.
Well, he got on the roll with Biden and stuff like that. But Smoking, doing good. Just back from a ride while I'm cooling out. So, okay, good deal. But I think I saw on one of your test things there and stuff like that. And that's always good to be tested. People say, "Why are you doing that to him?" I would be doing the same thing.
Listen, I told Carmen, said, "Can you stop?" I said, "No."
If you can't come up and broadcast, you should be testing periodically to see how your system's set up and stuff like that. And if you don't, I'm constantly testing offline and stuff like that. I come up, so I've seen that. I'm just laughing at the comments, but the statement there, and you said it there, and it's one of the 20 items that are on the Republican Party's platform I think they're all fair. I think there's maybe one or two people disagree with, but the big one I think, and we can both agree is, and I love this because I always like giving a big tip when I have a good meal.
Yes. What's up, Mel? How you doing?
Hey, Mel.
It was great that he said that, but I had to think, if you're not going to tax tips, and he spoke on the people receiving, there are people who give, they got to watch their income. So there's two sides to that story. The people that give tips also have their money tracked for the most part. So to me, it's pretty much tracking the circulation of American currency, which will increase the value of our dollar. Right. I kind of get where he's coming from. A lot of what he's doing, in my opinion, is tracking the currency and regaining the value of the American dollar, which is part of the economics of the country.
Well, that's another plank in the party on the currency and stuff like that. But the tips alone, I mean, there's times when I'm at the point where we're finishing our breakfast or something like that. I'll actually go to the waitress and give her the tip, so I know it's in her hand. Yes. Now, the other thing, I don't really care for, they have the option, you can put it on your card. So I don't like doing that because it goes back to what you're saying. It's tracked. And I just think because I've had family members that had tips and they had a mess load of tips, but more than a third to a quarter of that they have to declare on. And it's like, wait a minute. It's ridiculous.
They got to claim a percentage of their sales on their income, whether they make tips or not. Yeah. So that's big for the people. And I say that for the lower class, $75,000, $50,000 or less a year. That is huge for them. And there's always an aspect of him not looking out for people who don't make a lot of money. That is a plus for the people who don't make a lot of money. Now, he is still controversial in a couple other issues where I still have reservations, but I got to credit him for even acknowledging that and working on that for the people.
Yeah.
And he broke it down. The DoorDash, the cashiers, the waitresses, the delivery people, all of that. I like that. That is how you can win votes properly.
And it's something, and it's a common sense thing too, and stuff like that. And it's just like I think there would be other powerful politicians in Congress and stuff like that on both the Senate and Senate and Congress representatives there, both on both sides of the aisle, would say, "Oh, that's a stupid idea," because they're not thinking. The majority of them, they don't think of us as far as that goes.
The politicians will think it's stupid, but their constituency will not.
No, I agree. Oh yeah.
So your constituency is going to tell you this is what you need to vote for, and they got to do it.
Well, you know as well as I do, there's some politicians out there on both sides of the aisle that consistent, and here in New York and New York State, they'll tell, hey, you need to do this, and if it's just in New York State, they'll just disregard it. But then when it goes national, they're on board with it. They're know, it's just like they're not forward thinking in a leadership role that they should be and stuff like that.
Agreed.
It's going to be interesting, but now you said something. You also mentioned about this because we're finding out this morning because the missus talked to our daughter who's up in Buffalo, and the missus is going to be going up there for a visit here in the middle of the week. But she has her best friend ever, I guess, that was her college roommate at St. Bonnie's there back in the day. That trying to get out of Washington, and she may not be able to get out tomorrow.
Washington State or Washington D.C.?
Washington D.C.
As far as flying,
they're still in effect. She's still waiting for confirmation. So I think there's a backlog, and
globally huge.
Yeah. It hasn't. I have not seen anything other than what I see on the news. If you're traveling, it's definitely a direct impact. But from I've heard from neighbors and stuff like that, if you go for a medical appointment or something like that, and you're it's on those two realms, it's really impacting and stuff. And
that is crippling. Airlines, 911 services, banks, hospitals. That is crippling. So a bunch of us need to count our blessings. We don't have anything going on. We're not traveling. We're not stuck anywhere. A lot of people say, "Why don't you fly? Why don't you fly?" This is one of the reasons why I don't fly.
Yeah.
I'll fly when I have to, but can you imagine being somewhere and then being stuck? I just spoke on that on my Memorial Day broadcast.
Yep.
I just spoke on that.
Yeah.
It's the unpredictable and the unexpected. And that, I mean, they showed the airports around the globe that were backed up. Atlanta had 600 flights canceled or delayed that day alone. That's the busiest airport in the world. They showed Lisbon.
Yeah, I've been through there quite a few times.
They showed the Netherlands, and I'm like, I'm good. And mind you, this is peak travel time.
Yep, I've seen the map where they have all the planes running around. It's all freaking.
Yeah, that was just the United States, though. That was
just the United States, and then it just went down. I haven't seen that since 9/11.
Exactly. So now I was watching that. I did watch the national convention.
Okay.
It was a lot of building up, gassing up. It kind of reminded me of an Amway convention, if you want the truth, because I've been there.
Yeah, the conventions are like that. You know, that's sort of what little I focused on certain things, but little I watched it sort of had a reminiscence of the Ronald Reagan back in the day, because I've seen there's been some Republican conventions that are really a dive and stuff like that. So
and big ups to, I'm going to say this whether you like him or not, big ups to Donald Trump Jr. He went off. Went off. That man will defend his father. I don't know how you don't respect that. That man defends his daddy.
When Trump was talking yesterday, that I was aware of, he always talks about his grandpa taking him to Yankee Stadium with the Franklin. He said that a couple of times. I've heard in the past, but I didn't realize his father worked for MIT, which you're not having rubbed elbows with people that worked at MIT when I was stationed up at
MIT
Hanscom.
is no joke. Yes.
Yeah, at Hanscom Air Force Base, which was part of the old Air Force Systems Command, where they did some really neat stuff that I can't really talk about. But I was able.
What's good, man? How you doing?
Hey, Tim Fan 40, our resident contractor from Michigan. But and you know, you think the way his mannerism, that a lot of people look at former President Trump as a buffoon. He's just a regular person, and the thing is, if once you get paid, I think, and I'm sure President Biden's a great guy too, because I used to love him when him and Tim Russell used to go at it on Meet the Press back in the day.
He is his age. He is done by his age, and that is it.
That's a shame. That's a shame because You don't want to see that, because I've seen it with my grandmother and my mother in the past, that the deterioration of it's not good and stuff like that. But look, on the WNBA, you didn't watch it. I watched it.
It was good.
I loved. I'm not I'm not a fan, but I've been following this Caitlin Clark and who's it, Angela
Reese.
Oh my God! It's like
Angel Reese.
Golden Magic all over again. I love it, and they're great players. And the thing I love most, because the Caitlin Clark and Angel thing, I wish I would have watched that. There's probably a replay of it, the national championship there, where I think the women's LSU team won it, which Angel was on, I guess.
Dude, and I'll say it again. I've got nothing against them.
Okay.
I'm quite sure they can ball their butts off. They can ball their butts off. I'm happy for them. I really am.
But here's the thing. It's got me. I'm one of those persons. I'm focusing on that now because I love her play. I probably watched a ton of YouTubes on her as far as her play, and they're spliced in and stuff like that. I'm sure she missed her group of shots, but it just says she has a shot that. And there's some other, and then you see other women that are in the WNBA. And I'm like, holy crap, this is pretty good as far as, and the best part, though, in this watching of the YouTubes and the controversy about the women's American team, I'm not a favor of that coach that's coaching the American. I think she's old and a dinosaur, because I was rooting. I was glad the WNBA All-Stars just whacked the American Olympic team last night. They kicked their ass, and that one girl, I can't pronounce her name, but she's been in the league a while. She had 30 freaking points in the going into the third quarter. I mean, it's monstrous. You would, Tony, I know you I was sitting there.
They don't get that many points in the game. I know. I got that.
Oh,
right. They don't get that many points in the game. I know. I'm now this joke.
But I'm waiting for the. I wanted to post it, but I'm waiting for the WNBA to. How the NFL will have the whole game, but it's scaled down, and that, because the first half it was pretty close. It was evenly matched, but this girl that came in on the third, I think she's from the Dallas team, and she just let loose as far as she got like 20 freaking points, right? 20 plus points in the third quarter. Angel there, she ended up getting a double point. She had like 12, 14 points, and she can rebound. She's just fantastic. Hey, Thamer, good morning. Coming in from
what's going on, man? How you doing?
And then Caitlin, she had 10, the most assists, 10 assists, which is a record for a rookie. She could have broke the record, but she pulled back. The person that had the record, she's good friends with, and says, "No, I'm not going to break her record."
Right.
So there's with these rookies, there's respect, and they got the controversy which one's going to, I think if either one gets it, the other one's not going to really matter much, because they're both accomplished. I mean, just coming out of college and stuff. And now, am I actively going to be watching the Indiana Fever and stuff? Not really. Last night was
New York Liberty, damn it, New York Liberty.
Yeah, well, New York Liberty, I've watched them. They're a good team. Yeah, they are a good team.
New York Liberty, damn it.
Last night was definitely a night of all-stars on both the WNBA and also seeing the U.S. team. The U.S. Olympic team, from what I've been told and what I've heard on sports channel there, that they don't have anything to know. Now, the American team has a problem, because they almost lost to Sudan by 1 point.
To South Sudan, I did see that highlight. Yeah,
I was close.
Listen, the world has been trying to catch up to the NBA itself ever since the original Dream Team. And mind you, we got a lot more international players too. And when they go home for their home country, the competition is more spread out. I saw that already. We got a lot of international players in the NBA. They'll go play for their home country during the Olympics.
Oh, yeah.
Big time a year for them. And this is big time for the sport itself. So I'm good with all of that. I really am.
Yeah.
I'm actually flipping back and forth between the news.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, the one team, I'm going back to talking about the Olympics. The one game that was probably it was prior to the Miracle on Ice, and that was back in the 72 Olympics, when the U.S. beat the Soviet Union. I watched that game. I was babysitting across the street. And I think I woke up the two kids I was babysitting because I was down in the den in the basement there watching the game while after putting them to sleep and stuff like that. I'm watching that game. I couldn't believe it. And they ended up winning. And it was the Soviets, they were a powerhouse and stuff. But that's back when you couldn't have the NBA professionals on the team. It was all college kids.
Yeah, it was all college kids, right?
But like you said, the development of the game now, where you have pro players going back to their original country to play for, it has beefed up the game and stuff like that.
You what's going on with your Facebook and your Twitch? I mean your Twitter. I'm going to ask you about that.
Well, okay, I can clarify. The X/Twitter, you have to be a subscriber now.
I did hear that. You did say it the other day. That's right.
And the thing is, there's 3 tiers to that, and if the bottom tier, I think it's like 3. Let me see if I can bring that up here, because that's a premium. Yeah, the premium is $267 a month, so that's $32 for it. I can afford that.
I know you can. You just don't think you never thought it was worth it in the first place.
I can, and I can afford. I could, technically afford $7 a month. But I don't want the blue check mark. I don't need it. I look at things a little. Well, I'm not getting any real traction other than it's a place to post, and I have like a shitload of other places I can post at. Mm-hmm. So, but I do like X, formerly known as Twitter, and and I can afford. People have already. I've heard comment that I'm cheap and all that and stuff. Where did I put that? Oh, I lost it. The link. But $7 a month compared to $237, I can afford it, but it's just like I'm not sure if that basic tier.
Who called you cheap? Who called you cheap?
The general populace and stuff like that. I do it myself when somebody says, "Well, I can't afford this," and the first thing that pops in my ear, "You're a freaking cheap bastard." So I'm looking at myself in the mirror. I've called myself cheap. I said, "Yeah, I can afford that," but it's just like I look at the value. Okay, I look at the value, and if anything, and like I said before, when I first came on, before you came up, I said if you have these other platforms, Twitch, YouTube, you can get. Why are they? Why not just have it to where you can only broadcast for an hour and leave it at that? But I think they're shooting themselves in the foot. But I have to look at what this basic $267 a month tier for the premium. It says small replay boosts, encrypted direct messages. It doesn't have anything where if you go to the $7 one, it says something about where the hell is it? Oh, it says Pro Analytics and Media Studio. So Media Studio on X/Twitter usually means that's their live streaming platform. Mm-hmm. Now, so Twitter side, I'm not bitching about Twitter. That's their thing. Like I said, now Facebook, I posted a link on Friday's broadcast on both my private and public. Mm-hmm. And I didn't realize until later in the afternoon. I said, "What's this from Twitter or from Facebook?" It says they did not like the link, and it's a Rumble link. They said, "If you post this again, you will be banned." And I'm like, "What the frick is that?" I don't want. And the thing is, I take it serious where I'm not gonna, I've got.
I didn't know. Okay.
Now I posted a different link. As far as because there's 2 links you can use as far as posting. There's one that's if you're monetizing, and there's a non-monetizing. And I think it's because it was a monetizing
that's probably why. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't use the monetize on that platform anymore. Of course, I'm not going to go live streaming on just the private anymore because I think because there's nobody really. It's like X. I don't really get that much traction. So why I'm streamlining. So I've been on this enough to where I'm streamlining to where it's going to be, and it works out. I think it's going to work out. My content's still going to be posted up. It's just one of those decisions you make as a content creator and live streaming, broadcasting and such.
Gotcha.
So,
I got to roll. I got a phone call. My apologies. Okay. I did want to jump up for a minute, Rich. I'll tell a whole
Okay,
bunch.
I appreciate you.
I'll be listening in for a minute. We will catch up definitely. Tomorrow I've got an appointment. I'll see how it goes in the afternoon. I'm supposed to get on with Rick Costa today. We're supposed to do a broadcast.
Yeah, I heard that. Go ahead. Is that a serious program that you guys are looking at, a live stream that you're doing?
We're going to do one together. We've been talking about doing one together for a minute, and he got a topic. I said, sure, I can be there, no problem, because I got to work with his calendar. He's got to work with mine. So we're going to make this one happen this afternoon. Thamma, Schizo, Mel, Tim, good seeing you all. I will catch you all again. Let me go get this, Rich. I'll catch up with you, man. Appreciate you, dog.
All right. Okay, Tony. Thank you very much for being up here. Glad to have you. And that's Tony D, my brother veteran, my good friend, and fellow broadcaster there. And that's good to hear that him and Rick, it's Rick Costa. Rick Costa. I thought I had a card for Rick. Do I have a card for Rick? I don't think I do. I thought I did. But Rick Costa is a good friend of Tony and I. We've known him since Hap days. I don't know if I remember it from Hap. I think I vaguely remember from Haps. But Tony D, is always great having him up as far as that goes, and to see what's going on, checking in with him and stuff like that, because he's a busy guy. He's a busy guy turning the wrench on those F-15s and down there in Warner Robins, Georgia, and stuff like that. And we thank him for doing that, because that's a fighter aircraft a fighter that's the United States Air Force uses very, very effectively as far as that goes. And I'm looking on the Twitch. It's pixelating a little bit. Let's see. So that was good to have Tony up for a bit there. And let's see. Let's go ahead and let's see. What's the weather here? It went from 68 to 75. So let's check the weather out here. Let's see. Our current weather is 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's see. I got to change it up here. Let's see. 75. So that's like I said, it's always a treat to have Tony D. And the broadcast I take it to that he does on a Sunday morning is the Bell Kings Fantasy Football, which we have another month and a half. Well, they start what? They're coming to training camp now. So preseason starts next month, I think, in the middle or towards the end. So he's had 2 seasons of that broadcast under his belt, and it's really good. It's a really fun, especially last year was really fun, along with Michael Bathurst and stuff. Tony allows us up and jibber jabber and talk about the NFL football, which is always, I love American football. Let's see. Currently here in the southern tier of upstate New York, we have 75 degrees Fahrenheit, and that equates to 23 degrees Celsius. And let's see what we got here. 75 degrees Celsius. And we have some sun this morning. I think we have a lot of sun. Well, there's a slight overcast looking out the window, slight overcast with increasing clouds this afternoon, a stray shower or thunderstorm possible, high of 83 degrees Fahrenheit, winds out of the northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Big Juice! Rich, I thought you were out in your walk already. No, I don't walk on the weekends, Big Juice. I don't have to walk. I walk Monday through Friday. Good. How you doing, Steve? Glad to have you here. Coming in from Ohio. We're getting all the people coming in and out here and stuff. Glad to have you here. Hope you're having a great weekend. Sun rose this morning at 5:49 a.m. this morning, and sun will be setting at 8:36 p.m. And let's see, our world times and temperatures, just to scoot over that. Let's see. Honolulu, Hawaii at 4:30 a.m. Clear sky, 77. Phoenix, Arizona, 7:30 a.m. That's early morning there. Phoenix, Arizona, sunny and clear, 88 degrees Fahrenheit. Chicago, Illinois, a windy city at 9:31 a.m. this morning, 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Cloudy with some sun peeking through. Down in New York City, the jungle, sunny and clear, 81 degrees Fahrenheit. And as Tony reported, down there in Warner Robins, Georgia. 78 degrees Fahrenheit, 87 for the high, 71. Mostly sunny down there in Georgia, as far as probably to dry things out there. I think Tony said something about a lot of rain happening down there. Across the Atlantic Ocean, the pond, as we call it, the pond. We have Cork, Ireland at 3:31 p.m. in the afternoon. Cloudy skies, 61 degrees Fahrenheit. And Milan, Italy, it's 4:31 p.m. They're already done with their day, getting ready for dinner. Cloudy skies, sunny, sun peeking out through, 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Ooh, hot day, and it's probably humid as far as that goes. Over to Kuala Lumpur, where it's 10:32 p.m. in the evening. Clear skies, 84 degrees Fahrenheit. Over in Tokyo, finishing out the day at 11:32 p.m. Clear skies, 82. And down in Melbourne, Australia, the great continent and great country, and very good friend of the United States of America, and we appreciate that. At 12:32, they're already into their Monday. 12:32, Melbourne, 54 degrees Fahrenheit, cloudy skies, and in Sydney, 12:32 a.m. also into their Monday. Clear skies. Well, cloudy skies in Melbourne, clear skies in Sydney at 52 degrees Fahrenheit, and those are our world times and temperatures as I speak. When you take, I haven't gone camping in years. I think the last time I did any type of camping, Big Juice, I was still single in the Air Force. We camped outside. Where was I? I was stationed up at Griffiths. This is before I asked the missus out. I was up at Griffiths Air Force Base here in New York State. It's no longer an Air Force Base. It's an airport there for Rome, New York, that had that tornado last week. But up there in, there was a woodsman competition up near Boonsville, New York. Oh, that's a great town right there. And I haven't been up there since there, but Boonsville, it's out there. It's right in the middle of the Adirondacks, the forest and stuff like that. And it was up there for the weekend. So that's the last time I went camping. So you're talking over 30, 31 years ago. It's the last time I went camping. And it wasn't really camping. I just brought a sleeping bag and we slept out there like everybody was. And so it was a great party. A great, you got up, you saw the wood, the lumber industry items that they use to cut down trees and stuff like that. They had the axe competition and all this. Boonville itself is just a great upstate New York town, and a lot of nice shops. One of my good friends that I grew up with, his uncle owned the barbershop up there. I don't think he's still alive now, but we got to hang out with him, and I just still remember it was a great time. It's just like, we ended up having a little bit too much to drink, but that was good. That was one of the points there in the weekend and stuff like that back in the day. That's back in my younger day. It's just like, but it was a fun time. We had a great time. It was a chance to meet up with some friends. A lot of the friends I grew up with. They had this one. What the hell was it? They had like I think it was $1,000 at the top of this pole that they had greased. And there's no way in hell, like, it's so greasy to climb up there. And it takes a special art. They had two of them. They had anybody that came, and that was one of the things. You're sitting there and they got the band playing and stuff. Whoever wanted to go up. So several people trying. It was funny. It was really funny. And what'd you say? Oh, yeah, booze and bonfires, good fun. Yeah, and the best thing, though, is the friends I had that I grew up with, and I still in contact. They're a couple. They're in the next town here in Appalachian, as far as that goes in Tioga County here. It's still. I mean, we don't see each other, being older and stuff like that. But when we do, we just have a great time. So yeah, the bonfires were great, but the booze helps. Booze was tasting mighty fine that night. I know. Because I remember, I don't remember waking up with a hangover. So I think it was just being out in the outdoors, fresh air and stuff like that. We had our sleeping bags, and one of my friends had a tent thing coming out of his back of his. I think was that a Jeep? I think it was a Jeep. Some people had tents. I just brought a sleeping bag because I knew the weather was going to be nice. Put it out there, slept in the, It was fun. That was the last time you can. Now I've looked at campers. It's interesting you say that. I have looked at campers to where that's interesting, but I don't have any. It's just I've done so much traveling. I've said this many times before, as far as going around the world when I was in the Air Force, that I don't really have that much of an urge to travel and stuff. And the missus, to the most point, she's going to be going up to Buffalo here in the middle of the week to visit our daughter that lives up there. And I don't think she likes to travel past that. It's only about a 2.5 hour drive here from Tioga County. But I don't like to travel, and she doesn't like to travel. She'd like her traveling. If I said, yeah, let's go ahead and move and stuff like that, that would be the big travel date for us if I ever decided to do that, which isn't anytime soon, I think. And that's more of a financial thing and stuff like that. We could very easily move and stuff like that. But again, when you get older, you got to think of your finances and stuff. And we're blessed as far as that goes. Not rich, not poor, but we pay the bills, and we have a couple bucks after the fact to go out to eat. Not extravagantly, but yeah, move to Ohio, Rich. I'll cut your grass every week for $40. No, that's $40 that's staying in my pocket there, because I love mowing the lawn. Big Juice. That's every Tuesday. I think since this summer, the spring and summer started, it's every Tuesday. I think I had to deviate from that one time. Tuesday seems to be a good day, and the lawn's still looking pretty nice, even the next door neighbors. Of course, it's been hot, so the grass hasn't really been growing that much and stuff. So let's see here. Let's get the thought for the day in here. The thought for the day comes from Robert Frost. Robert Frost is an American poet and known for his realistic depiction of rural life and his command of American speech. Frost frequently wrote about settings from rural life in New England and early 20th century. And his thought for the day, or his quote in our thought for the day, let's see, goes as follows. Education is the ability to listen to almost anything without losing your temper or your self-confidence. Education doesn't have to be going to school, but for the most part it is. Even if you're in that environment, or even if you're in your daily lives, education is the ability to listen to almost anything without losing your temper or your self-confidence. You're open-minded. That's one thing I've tried to stress for myself, to be more open-minded. Now, I won't agree, but I'm open to listen. Listening is one of those aspects of the communication that is everybody like me, and probably Tony, I probably talked over him, stuff like that. I love to talk. I love to have a conversation, but I have to consciously think when I'm talking, oh, wait, shut your mouth, Rich. Let the other person speak and listen to what they have to say. And when you do that and you see where the person's coming from and you understand them, you may not agree with them, but you become more educated on that person's outlook. What lens are they looking through compared to you? That is gold at the rock bottom when you think about it. Just don't look at it. Now we have some stuff where it's just apparent that's just a bunch of bullshit. I don't want to deal with it. That's stupid. It doesn't move the ball forward. But when you have a conversation and you don't lose your temper, because I used to be a hothead. It's like, oh, you know, back in the day, if Trump was running back then, I'd say, oh, I hate Trump and all that. It's like, yeah, you could disagree with the guy, but I guess of late there's been videos that come out, and they're out there, people that would rather have the opposite of what happened. That's not good. That's stupid. Your self-confidence, I think if you're able to listen and you're able to hold back your because you can get emotional in conversations. I'm saying that firsthand because I've done it myself. But a cool head is one that wins at the end of the day, as far as that goes. So part of that, I really this quote: education is the ability to listen to almost anything. And that almost anything is the things that are apparently you don't even want to listen to because it's hogwash. It's there's it's that misinformation aspect. But you got to make sure right out of the wall. It's just like your first impression is your lasting impression. So first impression, if the person's going to tell you the straight scoop, good. But they're going to give you a line of bullshit, it's going to be a line of bullshit after that. So I'm just preaching to the choir because I think everybody with any sense of common sense knows that. But you have to stay with where you don't get over emotion, lose your temper, and your self-confidence. Because there's some people that you get these people that are bold and talking, and they just sort of like, okay, if that's what you said, no, challenged person. Hopefully the person that's talking to you will give you the opportunity also to be open-minded and listen to you and stuff. Most people, especially in this political climate we have, won't and stuff like that. They just want to get their agenda across, and that's all they're doing. They could care less as long as they, we have certain cable news networks that are like that. I have to say, CNN is opening up a little bit, which I'm liking. I like CNN. Fox, they go back and forth, but they can be blowhards too. That other one, I don't even want to say it. It's just raunchy and stuff. I don't understand it. On NBC, and that's an NBC. I do like Lester Holtz. Lester Holtz. I remember when I first started getting on this internet. He that particular news platform there on the cable. He was the first host of it and stuff, or one of the first hosts. But he doesn't give a line of bullshit compared to some of the other people that are on that. So with that aside, education is the ability to listen to almost anything without losing your temper or self-confidence. Robert Frost. I know I said that a number of times, but we say thank you, Robert Frost, for that fantastic quote for our thought for the day, and God bless and Godspeed. So let's see. It's all part of the communication process. Communication process is very important. I think I still have one cup of coffee. Might take a short break here coming up. We're going to get the thought for the day. Let's see, our thought for the day. Where is it here? Or no, we already had the thought for the day. Down here. Our national day today. Yesterday was Moon Day. Yesterday was the 55th anniversary of the landing of the Eagle, the Apollo 11 mission. And I posted a number of stuff. That was the national day yesterday, Moon Day, the United States landing on the surface of the moon for the first time. And you would think we'd be back, but today is another day, a different day. So what do we have? We have National Be Someone Day. Every day should be somebody. You need to be somebody. Be the person you are. This one I had to look up. National, and this is from for our Australian friends, because this is an Australian cake, I guess you could call it. National Lamington Day. It's a white cake with some sugar around it. I don't know how they make it, but it's an Australian cake. So I'm sure that's the national day in Australia. Now, this is one I really would like, National Junk Food Day. And they got everything from burgers, chicken sandwiches, onion rings, French fries, chicken nuggets. What else they got in there? They a whole bunch of things. But no, we're going to go with, and I'm going to have a bowl of this later tonight, is National Ice Cream Day. Yep. Dish or cone. That's all we need to know. National Ice Cream Day. Hashtag National Ice Cream Day. on the third Sunday of July offers up every flavor on the menu to honor the day. The holiday also lands in the middle of National Ice Cream Month. So this is Ice Cream Month. I think last month was National Hot Dog Day. This is National Ice Cream Month. And there's a lot of ice cream socials that the local fire departments put on. So thousands of years ago, people in the Persian Empire put snow in a bowl, poured concentrated grape juice over it, and ate it as a treat. Even when the weather was hot, they would savor the sweet treat. Their trick, they placed the snow in underground chambers known as yakel, where the temperature kept the snow from melting. The Persians also hiked to the mountaintops by their summer capital and gathered snow. So then you got the Chinese here. The Chinese under the Tang Dynasty around 697 AD took a freezing dairy with salt and ice. However, the results aren't exactly ice cream we enjoy today. Frozen treats and beverages. Later, culinary folks pointed to Naples, Italy, as the birthplace of the first ice cream. They gave credit to Antonio Latina, who was born in 1642 and created a milk-based sherbet. And gelate in Italy, ooh, it is good. Very good stuff. So today is, let's see, and it was in the United States, the Quaker colonists earned the nod for bringing the ice cream recipes over with them. They opened the first ice cream shop, including first ice cream shops in right here in New York and other cities during the colonial era. So the first ones were here in New York, and they just spread out. So enjoy some ice cream. Let's see, Big Juice. What do you got here? Oh, Rich, did I miss? No, we don't do 100. No, you didn't miss anything. See, you're popping in and out. That's telling me. No, we don't do 100 years. We'll be doing that tomorrow. The Fridays, 100 years ago, we'll be doing that tomorrow. I'll be going over some history here. I got some music history also, as far as that goes. And I'm going to take a short break here, folks, and I will be right back. I've still got some more here. And I'll be right back. So just hang loose there, and we'll be back in a minute. Okay, we're back. We're back here on the weekend edition. And we are back. We're back. Okay, where am I? Oh, I'm hearing it. I'm hearing a back feed here. Okay, there we go. Just checking the other feeds here. And we are back. I got the last of the coffee. I almost filled it up. So we have going here the weekend edition of the Sunday Morning Coffee. We were going to do this yesterday. The weekend edition is just it's almost the same. I do the same thing Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but the difference is you can say it's the same, but it's not because the chat is always different. And this morning we had on the first hour there we had Tony D up. It's always great having him up as far as that on the weekend. I don't usually bring people up because they're busy doing stuff on the weekdays. So the weekend gives an opportunity to bring somebody up if they'd like to come up. And that I need to, Tony, he hasn't been around. He does do the test broadcast. He gets, let's see, ridiculed, but people question. I understand why he's doing that and stuff like that. To keep track of doing things here on this thing called the internet and being proficient in what you're doing. Because if you just do it one time and then you wait a couple weeks and you're fumbling doing things. So I'm constantly doing, there's subtle changes at this point. Like I said, I'm not going to be live streaming to Facebook anymore for the time being. That could change. And then the same thing with X. You have to look at where, concentrate your time that's going to be the most effective. It's a workflow. You look at your workflow. I do a workflow as far as when I'm doing this broadcast. And there's certain aspects, okay, I can do this, but why am I doing this? Do I really need that? And it's like, not really, because you put a link to this broadcast and the missus' cell phone is going off. So she's got you got yours? Okay. Go answer your leash. So if you're not looking at that, just a Buzzly go up and stuff like that, hang on for a minute. Okay, she's getting on her phone there. I don't want to. We'll. So if you're not constantly looking at what you're doing and try to improve upon that, and I think the improvements I do, they're not really, like Tony had the question, why are you doing that? It's like, well, there's no real need for it. I put a hot link. Or put a link to this broadcast, and somebody hits it, they can hit it. It's up to your discretion, you as a viewer. Is it going to make a difference if I don't or do broadcasts on Facebook? Not really, because especially Facebook, I'm not really a fan of Facebook. So hang on for a minute. Oh, we got a big conversation in the back there and stuff. But what is it? If I'm not a real fan, like I said, of Facebook, and Facebook itself is a good platform, okay, for what it has to offer. But myself, I just don't really care for it. I never really cared for Facebook because of Mr. Zuckerberg. He's not. But then again, I don't know. Over the time, it's like, okay, I can understand Facebook. It's one of those things you like our daily thought for the day, as far as that goes, with the fact that what was it? Robert Frost was telling us, education is the ability to listen to almost anything without losing your temper. And I think education is also the ability to use certain tools we have without losing, like certain platforms we have, like I'm not a fan of, if anything, I'm on Facebook, but I'm not on TikTok because I have my reasons. Other people think they're stupid. That's their prerogative. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it, but that's how I stand. And I know other people have their certain stance on certain things and stuff like that. So I'm not trying to explain myself, but it's just basically I am explaining myself. Because it was a legitimate question, Tony. Hey, why aren't you on them? It's like, well, I'm on them, but I'm not going to live stream because it's more beneficial being here on Rumble. Rumble is great with platform, in my opinion. My opinion now doesn't mean it pertains and inclusive to other people and stuff. They have to use it and see what they think about it. I love Twitch. Twitch is great if you just want to be on Twitch. And YouTube is okay. I like YouTube. I like watching you. I've watched a lot of YouTubes. I've watched a lot of YouTubes in the last several weeks on this WNBA, which is something new for me because I love basketball. I watched WNBA years back, and I'm like, yeah, it's not my cup of tea. It's just, that's back in the day when it wasn't really. It just wasn't. I could see the concept back then, but I didn't think. To be honest with you, I didn't think it was going to last. But they have progressed to where they are a contender in the sports arena to say, "Hey, we are doing something here," and they have some very talented people and stuff. So, I've taken notice over the recent months as far as with 2 new rookies that are in there, and it's caught my attention. And I relate it a little bit to the NBA because the NBA, I had some bitches about the NBA back during COVID where I didn't watch it. And I've come back into the NBA to where the game wasn't the same. So you have to make different changes and stuff like that. So, and everything's constantly changing. It's just changing as far as that goes. Let's see. This week, I will be doing the audio podcast. That's another change. The audio podcast that I do on Spotify for Podcasters app. I have to use a recording app now to record it and then upload that. You can't use the app just to record it now, which I can understand why they're doing it, but then again, I don't. They're probably saving money because they don't have to maintain that aspect because there's a group of recording apps. So, they're streamlining to where Spotify owns Spotify for Podcasters app, which used to be the old Anchor app. And, but it doesn't matter. You can podcast on something else and it'll go to Spotify and this and that and stuff like that. I usually put the link to my Spotify for Podcasters app because I like it. It's my cup of tea, so to speak. And so everything's in a constant change and constant flux mode, I guess. So we're going to be doing the audio podcast this week. I'm just looking at what I can, because last week's was about baby carrots, how they're healthy for you. And I try to keep the podcast is audio only, pretty much the same format. You get your welcome, the coffee, and the weather, the thought for the day, the national day, and then you have a good story. And I like a good story. I could do that here, but there's so much more involved in live streaming. There's no real need. I like doing it just audio because audio has been my mainstay as far as being going live and such as far as that goes. So, but it was baby carrot. What the hell? Where am I at here? I'm just scrolling through the queue on some of the subjects I could do. And where the hell is it? Looking. Oh, this is an interesting one. First ever cheese museum opens in Paris. It's Gouda Birra, a delicious visit. Now, they make some good cheeses over in Europe. I know that firsthand. They have some great cheeses over there. So that might be one we do. But sometimes let's see, what's this one? Mushrooms help turn toxic brownfields in blooming meadows. Okay. So they're detoxing the soil in a manner of speaking. So there's a group of articles here. Scientists have spotted a bejeweled ring in space, revealed a sparkling quasar. That's probably from the James Webb Space Telescope. And then, did you know dinosaurs could burrow? So that's the list of titles that I will be talking about as far as that goes. And let's see, Meadowland Flowers herald return to rare bumblebee over there in England. That might be the one I was looking at. So we'll have to see. Oh, there's the baby carrots, and that's just above there. So we'll have to check that out as far as that goes. And let's see. We don't do the 100 years ago in history, but on this day in history, we have. Okay, where's my history thing? Where the hell did my history thing go? Well, we'll just have to do it this way. We'll click that out, and we'll bring this one up. Oh, my phone went out. My phone goes out every 30 minutes, as far as that I have on. Rumble. To put that in, plug that. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Okay, and let's see. How come I can't get the history page here? Let's see. Let's refresh that. And I do have a couple articles and actually 3 videos pertaining to the internet outage. Which again, unless I saw it in the news. If I didn't see it in the news, I wouldn't know what was going on because I was completely oblivious. I can almost say that's scary because I like to know what's going on. As far as that goes, when you don't know what's going on, that's when there's a problem. Oh, there's good news for July 21st, and let's see what we have here. And we have. Is it going to come up or what? Let's see. Click the link. Let's just bring it up here on this one. Let's see, 100 years ago. No, we're not doing 100 years ago. Let's see, on this day in history. Let's see what that. We'll do it this route. There we go. Let's see. We're starting off with Belgium became independent from the crown of Leopold I, crowning. With the crowning of Leopold I as king in 1831. And a happy birthday to a great actor and comedian, Robin Williams. God bless you, sir. Was born in 1951, and he passed away tragically in 2014. And we miss you, Robin Williams. We miss your quick wit and your comedy. God bless you and Godspeed, sir. In 1997, the fully restored USS Constitution, Old Ironside, celebrated her 200th birthday by setting sail for the first time in 116 years. It's up there in good old Boston Harbor. And let's see, we'll go with the AP side. Over there on AP for July. First Battle of Bull Run. When was that? That was, it had to be 1861, the Civil War. During the Civil War, the first Battle of Bull Run was fought in Manassas, Virginia, and resulted in the Confederacies. They just kicked the Union's ass. That and about, I think it was 2 battles and stuff like that. So when the Civil War first started, the Confederate, they had the advantage and were on the offense. Let's see, 1944, American forces landed on Guam during World War II, capturing it from the Japanese some 3 weeks later. So they took them 3 weeks. In 1969, Apollo 11 astronauts Neil Armstrong and Edwin Buzz Aldrin blasted off from the moon aboard the ascent stage of the lunar module for docking with the command module, Columbia. The lunar module was Eagle. The command module was Columbia, and I think they stayed on the surface for 12 hours. It was I think it was around 11:30 in the evening, because I remember trying to stay up, and when this was going on, it was fascinating watching it on the TV. 1970, construction of the Aswan High Dam in Egypt was completed. and this is before they came to peace. But back in 1972, the Irish Republican Army carried out 22 bombings in Belfast. That wasn't a good thing. Killing people and injuring people became known as Bloody Friday. So it was a Friday back then. In 2002, Ernie Ellis won the British Open. That's going on right now, I think, or some golf tournament over there in Scotland, I believe. It opened. And it was the first sudden death finish in 142 years history of the tournament. And talking about golf, me and the missus watched last night on Netflix The Long Game. The Long Game. It was a great movie. As far as usually. There's a series we watch that's on right now. We're going to watch that, but we decided to looking through the new updated movies because there's a new series called Cobra Kai. I'm going to be watching that. The miss is not interested in that anymore, but the one series we've been watching as far as that goes is that 90s show. Remember the TV show, that 70s shows? Well, they have an updated version of it. And it's the kids of the kids as far as that goes. But this movie, The Long Game, and I'm trying to bring it up here, the specifics. It's based on a true story of a group of Mexican-American caddies who set out to learn the sport of golf. This happened back in 1956. And a very good movie, I thought. And they were determined to learn how to play, and so they created their own golf course in the middle of South Texas desert. And we had Dennis Quaid. He was in there. Cheech from Cheech and Chong. Cheech Marin was in there. Who was the teacher? He used to be on... Jay Henderson. He was the new Magnum PI. Jay Henderson, very good guy. Jay Hernandez and Dennis Quaid. They were they were war buddies, and they played the war buddies of the two people. Again, I thought it was a good movie, The Long Game, based on a true story. And it's on Netflix. And let's see, what did it give for a rating? 6.7 out of 10. I would have gave it at least an 8.5. I gave it 2 thumbs up. I think it's worth watching. There's a little bit of golf, but I think it talks about the culture of back then, prior to the 60s, as far as the lack of intelligence by certain people, as far as that goes. And so that's what happened back on this day. Well, no, the British Open, but talking about golf, that is, and stuff like that. What else do we got? No, that's about it on history there. So I would highly recommend watching that. It would be it's a great film. It's an hour and 50 minutes, I believe, and stuff like that. So what else? It's based on the critically acclaimed self-published book by Arthur Herberto G. Garcia in 1955. 5 young Mexican-American caddies out of the love of the game and were determined to learn how to play, so they created their own golf course in the middle of South Texas desert. Despite having outdated and inferior equipment and no professional instruction to begin with, they would go on to compete against wealthy all-white teams and to win the 1957 Texas State High School Golf Champions. And that probably snubbed a lot of noses. The film is a field of dreams set in the golf world, and I would have to agree with that. It's a very good movie, and I'm going to probably watch this again. That's how much I liked it. It was a great movie, I thought. Let's see. Like we were saying earlier with Tony, the WNBA All-Star Game was last night. It was the U.S. American basketball team that's going to the Olympics here in Paris against the team WNBA, and the WNBA won 117 to 109. That was a good game, a very good game as far as that goes. I wonder if I can get some stats on this. Let's see. Team NBA. You had Caitlin Clark. She played 26 minutes. She had 1 rebound, but she had 10 assists. That was the most assists for the WNBA. And Angela Reese, that's her name, Angela Reese. She had 18 minutes, but she had 11 rebounds and 12 points. But it's this girl, Arika Ongumbalas. She's a guard. She had 34 points. So by comparison, the U.S. They had Brene Stewart. She had 31 points. So what was the difference? 31. Oh, let's see. Team NBA. Yeah, they both had 31 points. That's tremendous. But she also had 10 rebounds. So that's a double-double. So I thought it was a very good game to watch, and I plan on watching a little bit more of the WNBA as far as that goes. Probably more so than I'm watching the Canadian football as far as that goes. Baseball play yesterday. The Yankees, let's see, the Yankees won against the the Rays won yesterday. They beat the Rays. Was it Friday night? I think the Yankees won. Yeah, the Yankees won Friday. They lost yesterday. Let's see, the Mets won for Friday. Did they play? Nope, they lost to the Marlins on Friday, but they didn't play today or yesterday. Today, no, they did play yesterday. They won yesterday. Okay, so for today, Sunday. Well, let me just back up. Last night, I don't talk about the Red Sox, but a very good friend of mine and brother firefighter that we worked together, Frankie. I'll just call him Frankie. He's a fire captain out there in California. He's a Red Sox fan. So I guess he went to Dodger Stadium because they were playing the Dodgers. But sorry, Frankie, the Dodgers beat your Red Sox. I saw that on Facebook before starting the broadcast. So just to give a shout out to my good friend and brother firefighter, Frankie. Maybe next time, right? He had a chance. He loves his Red Sox. Today in baseball, the Rays will be playing the Yankees again this Sunday at 1:35, and then the Mets, they're playing the Marlins at 1:40. Let's see, Frankie's Red Sox, are they playing? Yeah, they're playing again tonight at 7 o'clock. That's probably on Sports Channel. So that's the baseball bit. And I don't even have a tab open for Canadian football. We're not even going to talk about Canadian football. Like I said, the WNBA was fantastic last night. I was really, really impressed from the gameplay. Up and down, some good plays. I almost want to say the game is a little bit more fluid, and it's as far as pick and goes and all that, and setting up plays and stuff. So I did really enjoy watching that last night. Let's see. Like Tony was saying, there was an outage, and at first I forgot to mention this with Tony there. I guess it was first mentioned. Yeah, go Guardians. There we go. There's Big Juice. Yeah, the Guardians. Let me go back. Where are the Guardians? Seeing that you mentioned that, let's check that out for Big Juice. I got to remember, if you're in here, Big Juice, I'll talk. Let's see, the Guardians. Let's see. Let's start from Friday. Where are the Guardians? The Guardians, they were playing. They didn't play Friday. Oh, there they are. They beat the Padres Friday, and then yesterday the Guardians. The Padres beat them, so they're 1-1. Okay, that's 2 games. So today will be the rubber match. Padres play at 1:40 p.m. Eastern time. So the Guardians are Big Juice's baseball team there. Okay. Let's see. Now we talking about the outage that is affecting air travel, and we have a family member that has a very good friend that they were roommates in college that is affecting her travel from Washington, D.C. to Buffalo. And it's not, when initially started, I'm thinking automatically, you're thinking, okay, it's a cyber attack. And what it was due to a Microsoft update, in a manner of speaking. But I've got 3 videos I'm going to play in succession as far as that goes. Let me bring this up to go over it, because it is a significant thing that this is probably the worst one that's happened. And it wasn't even on purpose. It's just somebody screwed up on doing an update, and it just cascaded into a whole bunch of stuff. So let me bring up the let's turn that off first. Present it. And go to present. There it is. And like I said, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 on these to give you an idea. You probably are aware of this as far as what's going on with them and such. And we'll go ahead and start this like right now.
The global Microsoft outage overnight, bringing the world to a halt. The Southern Tier feeling the impact, with multiple agencies announcing their closures because of the problem. Our reporter Alexis Scrandall spoke with Broome County officials on the impact that the outage has had on the Southern Tier.
The global Microsoft outage wreaking havoc on airlines, banks, and other businesses. Offices shuttering for the day here in Broome County, including the sheriff's. 911 services were not impacted, and the office says they're still out patrolling.
So I want to stress that although the outage is pretty significant, it affected a lot of different agencies, the sheriff's office is still out there responding to calls for service, still enforcing the laws of the state of New York, and making arrests. Law enforcement existed long before there was technology out there. So we evolved very quickly. So our folks are still out there doing that.
Harding says while they were impacted, they're working to get the affected services back up and running.
We're doing really well. It's business as usual, pretty much. Pistol permit and ID office at the sheriff's office is closed. One of the systems was affected by that and is not operational yet. So they're closed for today, but they will be back up on Monday.
Monday, also the deadline for the county. Executive Jason Garner says IT was working on individual fixes for the computers, although they're waiting on state fixes for some departments.
All of our employees have reported to work as usual, but many of our departments are limited in their ability to provide services to the public due to this outage. So certain county departments like the DMV and the Department of Social Services operate under state computer systems. And we will continue to monitor how quickly those systems are being restored by New York State government.
The outage did not impact county events like Bands and Brews at the arena and the shredding event being held tomorrow. GoBroomeCounty.com will continue to have updates. Reporting in Broome County, Alexis.
Overnight, an internet outage has affected airlines, banks, emergency centers, and government agencies across the world, including here in Broome County. The worldwide outage is a result of the cybersecurity firm called CrowdStrike. The company partners with Amazon Web Services and Microsoft Defender to prevent cyber attacks. In a public statement, CrowdStrike says the incident was not a cyber attack or a breach of security, but rather a defect in a software update that affected specifically Windows operating systems. A majority of the Broome County office buildings were closed to the public, while computers and services are slowly being brought back online. The county executive, Jason Garnar, is hopeful that every county office will be reopened on Monday.
To each county computer, and they've been doing that since the early morning. They're doing the best they can. They're working around the clock to resolve this outage and have our departments back up and running.
Garnar says certain departments, including the DMV and DSS, operate under New York State systems, so those services must be restored by the state, which could take several days. He says that if you have an appointment or plan to go out somewhere, it couldn't hurt to call ahead and make sure the organization is still operational. Broome County Sheriff Fred Akshar says although he had to close the office this morning, the outage has not affected public safety.
For the better part of 215 years, the Office of the Sheriff has been protecting the citizens of Broome County long before there were computers in cars or computers in offices. The men and women of the office of the sheriff were going out on behalf of the people and protecting them. Nothing today in terms of the technology issue that we're all dealing with changes that.
The county says it will be announcing updates throughout the weekend on the county's website, which is gobroomcounty.com. Now, if your personal computer or business has been affected by the outage, the county says to contact CrowdStrike directly to fix the problem.
Greenlight Networks announced it is going to be providing free high-speed internet to the Ross Park Zoo, to the administrative buildings, and to the entire public while at the park. This will be a huge upgrade to the park, as services there currently are reported to be very spotty. Greenlight Networks announced it is going to be
Oh, let me get the buttons here. I think that's a different article there. That has nothing to do with the outage. Oh, okay. We'll get to that one next. But you can see from the two articles there on Fox 40 and WBN Channel 34 concerning the outages. It impacted a lot of people. I mean, again, if you saw the air travel map of all the planes, I mean, it's wall-to-wall airplanes. When this happened, it just dropped to like a little trickle and stuff like that. But that's the age we live in. We have to have computers, and when they don't, freaking things happen as far as that goes. But it was due to a company that was doing an update that just went just went off on its own to screwing things up. Now this next one, I got it reset here. This is concerning the Ross Park Zoo, which is a zoo that is here is in Broome County in Binghamton, New York, and it's a very good zoo. I've been to the zoo a number of times. But Greenlight Networks that's a company that's bringing in the internet to various locations, brings free high-speed internet into Ross Park. So I wonder if that includes Wi-Fi, which would be great because then I could live stream it next time I go there. So let's go ahead and see what this. I thought we had three, but it had nothing to do with the outage. So here we go. Let's go ahead and bring this one back up and listen to what it has to say.
Greenlight Networks announced it is going to be providing free high-speed internet to the Ross Park Zoo, to the administrative buildings, and to the entire public while at the park. This will be a huge upgrade to the park, as services there currently are reported to be very spotty. This will also allow people to get in contact with people on their phones in case of an emergency, as it also can get the zoo more publicity, as people will be able to post pictures at the zoo. Founder of Greenlight and Binghamton native Mark Murphy said the partnership is a great way to give back to Binghamton.
We're happy, and we hope there's a lot of people that take advantage of our free admission to the zoo today. We're proud to be in the community, part of the community, and we'll continue to be part of that community and truly provide the best internet service that's available in New York State, right here in Binghamton.
The Wi-Fi will reach all the way up to the pavilions, parking lot, and to the amphitheater. All of it is free as a part of Greenlight's sponsorship with Ross Park.
So I think that's a good story right there in itself, to where, oh, I got to turn. There we go. What a bonehead. It's just with too many buttons here, too many buttons. But the Ross Park Zoo, that would be cool. You could use your data and stuff like that, but to have the free Wi-Fi, that just goes to show the support that they have for a local zoo that is fantastic. It's it's a fairly good size, but not that big to where you can't see everything in like a couple hours. So they have a good cross section of and well kept and taken care of animals there that gives you a chance to see, gives the public a chance to see something that they wouldn't normally see as far as that goes. Let's see. I forgot to talk about rock history. We had history, but I had this tab out of place. But July 21st, and here's some reasons why this day matters in rock history. 1971, Black Sabbath released its third album, Master of Reality. In 1987, Guns N' Roses put out their debut album, Appetite for Destruction. And back in 1990, former Pink Floyd member Roger Waters staged a production of his rock opera, The Wall. 1973, Jim Croce started a 2-week run at #1 on the singles chart with Bad Bad Leroy Brown. That's a classic right there. 1998, the Beastie Boys kicked off their Seattle tour in Seattle in support of their 5th album, Hello Nasty. And 1974, Oasis played the first ever American show. It was part of a new music seminar in New York City. And that's what happened today in rock history. So I got to make sure I have that up to where I haven't included. That's a new thing I found there. We can do a little bit of rock history on this day. And some more. I got some more here. There's just found a new thing there. So that's going to be interesting. Oh, here's the third one for the global. Let's go ahead and do this. This is another. I had them mixed up, the videos there in line here. So let's go ahead and do this one. This is from WENY, which is out of Elmira. Chemung, the outage. This outage affected the videos that you watched on the outage. That affected Broome County. To a little effect, it affected some of Tioga County, I think, on the health side, health care wise. But over there in Chemung, Steuben, and Tompkins County, WENY is reporting what happened over in that. They're 20 miles. They're about a 20-minute drive to the east here, Elmira, New York. So let's go ahead and bring this up. I just had them mixed up there as far as that goes. And that happens. So this is one more on the global outages as far as that goes. Let's go ahead and bring this up, and you can see what happened on the other side of where I live on the over there, Tompkins, Steuben, and Chemung County. So let's go ahead and crank this one up. There we go.
Technology chaos happening worldwide is also affecting operations right here in the Twin Tiers.
WENY's Alicia Solorzano is here to tell us about how Tompkins County was just one of those places that took a hit this morning. Alicia?
Nick, Renata, daily operations around the world are facing obstacles after the faulty software update. But on a local level, a few counties are seeing the effects. All over the globe, airlines had to put a pause on some flights, but only one flight was canceled at the Elmira Corning Regional Airport this morning. In terms of hospitals, the Guthrie Clinic faced disruptions in their systems, resulting in some surgeries and appointments having to be rescheduled. Additionally, local governments are having issues with their operations. Steuben County announced that they lost the ability to post their agendas, special meeting notes, and resolutions online today. In Tompkins County, some buildings actually had to be shut down.
Right away this morning, when the outage started to impact Tompkins County, all of the Tompkins County services were immediately checked by our ITS department, Information Technology, and they managed getting our servers back online right away. Where the difference in our services came into play was the state services that Tompkins County uses, so our Department of Motor Vehicles and our Social Services Department both had their computer systems down. So our Department of Motor Vehicles has been closed for the day and is estimated to reopen on Monday, the 22nd, for normal hours. And Social Services has been meeting clients in the lobby and working with people on paper or over the phone.
Luckily, in Chemung, Steuben, and Tompkins counties, the effects of CrowdStrike's faulty update are minimal, but it is still causing disruptions. NYSEG says they are having some issues with their outage page and their account services. Recchio also said that in the case that the tech issues are not resolved for regular operations on Monday, the DMV website will be updated. Nick, Renata.
So one more article about the outage here that it has had an impact here in the southern tier of upstate New York, and that's what happens when you put so much dependency on computers. Let's see, bring this back up. That went down. Okay, we're back up. Yeah, we're back up. Okay, we're back up here as far as oh yeah, it's back up. So they got an outage back there. I got to restart it. But it does happen, and as far as that goes, and free admission. Let's go to the park. You know, the thing is, back in the day, Big Juice, they had, that's the free admission there. It used to be the park wasn't free. There's a carousel there. To ride on the carousel, you'd pick up a piece of trash, and that was a free thing. It's not that much of a cost. It's like $5 or $6 or $7 to get in. So, but to have a cable company that's providing free Wi-Fi to everybody that's there, because a lot of people, they don't use their data and stuff like that. But it's I'm all for free Wi-Fi, believe me. But the free admission, I would still put the money in a donation, because that park, that zoo is well worth it. It's a diamond in the rough, in a manner of speaking. It's a great zoo, and I like promoting it. It's one of those things that if you were to come visit me, I say, hey, let's go check out the zoo, and you'd be surprised in what they have there as far as in upstate New York here. Let's see. Oh, what's this one? I don't think we're going to do that one. Let's see. We got that and that. So, and when are we coming up on time? An hour and 40. I think we're gonna wrap it up here in the next couple minutes and stuff as far as that goes, and just keep it here. And I'm pixelating it again. It's probably because I got too much crap open. So let me close the crap that we've. As far as that goes. Why is the bird tweaking on the stream? And you're probably wondering why the cat is going after that. Who's this? This is first time chatter. Mushy Master. Mushy, that's a Blab. That's the icon for Blab. If you that goes back to before Haps, before Periscope, there was Blab. That's the Blab owl. There used to be a live streaming to where you could have 4 people on. It was I had a ball. That's just an icon. It reminds me of Blab. And right down here, this is from Haps. So I got a little bit of the history of where I've been on other platforms. Haps was the last platform I was on. We had Periscope. Periscope was okay. Prior to Periscope was Meerkat. Remember Meerkat? And then prior to Meerkat, I was on Ustream. Of course, I was on Twitch. I think Twitch was Justin TV, and then they changed. So I have these little things here to show. I like the Blab Owl because I had some very good memories using Blab. And then Periscope was okay. Now Periscope is Ustream or X Live. So it's just, and this is Jack, by the way. He's one of 5 cats that we have in the house. I call the herd. Jack is the oldest one there. So, but glad to have you, first time chatter there, Mushy Mush. And so it's just remembering where I came from on the live streaming and stuff. So let's see. And such. So I do like the live streaming. Been doing it for a number of years, so I'm still screw up things as far as that goes, doing this and that. And but I do enjoy it. And like at the beginning of the broadcast, I did enjoy having. Oh, sorry, it's just wings. Yeah, it's just the wings. It's just a GIF. It sort of dresses up just is up the joint. You don't have to be sorry. That's no problem. It's always good to ask. Some people, but the people that did Blab, okay, and this is another note. The people that did Blab, they're the same people that did Discord. Discord took out, when Blab became no more, it was just a beta program. They folded, and then they started Discord. So, and I'm one of the first ones to use a Discord before anybody even knew about Discord. Because in Discord, if you go into the Discord client, it says Bebo. The owner of Bebo is the one that started Blab. So just to give you a little history background on the live streaming there. So that's what I like about Blab. Blab is, I've met a lot of good people. I'm still in contact with a lot of good people. Had a lot of good people I knew on Haps that I associate with here on live streaming. And that's one of the great things about live streaming. It's sort of a modern age, what do they call that? Talking on the radio to people and stuff like that. What do they call that? I can't even think of that. The radio transmissions. Anyway, it's a good way of communicating with people and stuff like that. And we saw it mostly throughout. Haps was took place where you can get on there. You can have multiple people up on the screen. Shortwave. This is sort of like the modern day shortwave, because I've talked to people as far as Australia, over there in Saudi Arabia, over in the UK. Right here in the States, Florida. We had Smokin', who was here earlier from Florida, Big Juice out there in Ohio, and Tim Fan 40. So it's just people I probably wouldn't, if I didn't have this thing called the, that's the great thing about this thing about the internet. You can talk to people and have a good conversation and stuff. And like I'm having a conversation with you in the chat. I love that. It's a great thing. Of course, we're those nasty people, and we just deal with them, of course, and stuff like that. So glad to have you here. And we're running a little. My internet. Let's see. Let's go and blank out some of this stuff here. See how this works. Might make it a little bit better. Jack is taking his pre-lunch nap, because we got lunch coming as far as that goes. And so always welcome first-time chatters as far as that goes. And nothing wrong with asking a question, as long as it's a respectful question. I place too much emphasis on, I think that's my downfall. I try to respect others, and I expect the same back, I guess, and stuff like that. So no problem in answering the question there. Mush is master. Mush. We'll just call you Mush. M-U-S-H, Mush. Get you in front of your thing there. Let's see. Are we back? It's still... Man, that does not look good. So check this out at the end of the broadcast. It's not going. Let's check the YouTube side. Yeah, we're pixelating on YouTube too. We're clear on the Rumble though. Let's see. Let me check the Rumble side here. Or Kick. Let's check Kick. Kick, yeah, it's a little pixelation on the Kick where we got one viewer. And as we're finishing out the broadcast, we have 3 viewers on Twitch. Thank you. Twitch is always good. Twitch is always good for several viewers. And, oh, there we go. Let's go ahead and mute that. Where's that coming from? Okay, that's that. I don't want that. Let's see what the channel. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow. That had to have been Mushy there. Mushy Master followed. Thank you very much. I heard the ding ding on the Twitch. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciated there. I'm just checking the stream manager there on Twitch. Yeah, we had a little bit of a drop. So, but thank you for the follow. And let me see if this comes up. This is interesting. This is interesting. I wonder if this. Oh, I can't bring that up. But it did come into into my broadcasting client for Rumble, because I'm on Rumble Studios, and it says Mushy Mush. And yeah, I am a firefighter. Yeah, I'm not an active firefighter. I've been retired for a number of years now and stuff, but I'm a retired Air Force firefighter. And I was a local volunteer firefighter. And I think technically for 2 years after I got out of the Air Force, I was a paid firefighter. I did the aircraft rescue firefighting until I went into another department and stuff like that. But yeah, I haven't been an active one for a number of years. I'm officially retired, Mushi, just to give you an update of how I'm retired. I'm a senior citizen, my friend. I hate saying that, but it's the reality. I'm 66 years old. I turned 66. I retired last year officially, so I do get Social Security. So it's good to hear we have one candidate that's not going to do anything to muck up the Social Security, which is I greatly appreciate. So, but thank you for being here, Mushi. Let's see, we're sitting at 1 hour and 52 minutes. Yes, it says you're retired on the screen, but you still. Okay, thank you. Thank you for the compliment. Appreciate it. Where are you from, Mushi? What part of the world are you from, if you don't mind me asking? Seeing you're making comments here, you're making some good conversation. So just take a minute to say, oh, you're from India. Okay, that's one part of the world I have never been. India. Mushi is from India. Okay, there's a lot of people in India, and the missus is telling me it's time to get off because she's having her lunch. So glad to have you here from Mushi, and follow me from India. Greatly appreciate it. I've never been to India. The closest I've been to Italy, and then on the Asian Pacific side, I've been to Japan, North Korea, or South Korea. I should say North Korea. I've been to Korea, South Korea, and the Philippines. So I've never been in the middle there. So I don't have any desire to do any type of traveling, but I know back in my younger day, if I had an opportunity to visit India, I think I would. So thank you for being here, Mushi from India. Glad to have you here. Where, let's see, over in India, let me see, what's the time over in India? Let's see, where in India? Let's see, it's 9:14 in Mumbai right now. Where are you in comparisons to Mumbai, India? If you don't mind me asking, what major city are you near? Because I know where Mumbai is in Delhi. It's 9:15 in New Delhi and Mumbai. It's raining in Mumbai right now, 81 degrees Fahrenheit, and in New Delhi it's 90 degrees. 90 degrees. So let's see. Mushi is saying that he is in South India. I'm in Chichina, close to Mumbai. Okay. So Mumbai is it's a little south. It's on the coast. Mumbai is on the coast. Okay, that would be on the coast opposite of Saudi Arabia. That's Saudi Arabia. I think that's Yemen down there below Saudi Arabia, and then you have Africa. So okay, so I got an idea where you are. I'm here in upstate New York, not New York City. I'm upstate, along between Binghamton and Elmira, and so I'm in upstate where there's a lot more going on. I think anybody that visit New York City, if they come up to New York State, the rest of the New York City is not just that's not all New York. There's a whole big state, a lot of things, very diverse in what's done here. So, I'm always I'm talking to somebody in India now, so I just amazed at that as far as this live streaming bit. That we do and stuff. So, but like I said, I'm not one to travel, and you don't really have an urge to travel, really, do you? I'm talking to the missus. She's joining us here.
Not the travel part. I want to see other things, but I don't like the getting there anymore.
Oh yeah, that's the bit. It's just the traveling is not it's not to our liking any. See, Mushi says Mumbai is like a big city in the west side of South India. And I'm also in a big city, but in the east side, yes, I have talked with a few on. Oh, okay. So you talked a few from New York's upstate. Okay, so you got an idea. That's good to know, and stuff like that, because you'd be surprised. I mean, when I was in the military, I was in the United States Air Force as a firefighter for 20 years. So they say, where you're from? They say, which borough? Where are you from? The Bronx, Brooklyn, or whatever? I said, no, I'm upstate. I'm about 3.5 hours outside the city, up there in upstate New York in the southern tier. And they'd say, where the hell is that? Look at a map. It's very easily, you can look up now, as far as that goes. So,
Farm country.
What's that?
Farm country.
Yeah, it's farm country. There's a lot of dairy farms up here as far as that goes. So, we've been here since I've been out of the service, and we're both me and my the missus are from New York, as far as that goes, right here in Tioga County. And what's that? Oh, I thought you said something. She's having some. What kind of potato chip? Oh, we got some. Oh, we got the potato chips out today for lunch. I can have potato chips with my lunch. So, what are you doing, Jack? You're gonna screw. Oh, let me open the window for him. He wants to.
Oh, he wants you to have lunch.
Yeah, I know. He's trying to herd me for lunch. I'll let him open the. We got the. Yeah, it's 80. We keep the windows. Well, that window's open, so it doesn't bother. It's nice and cool in here. We've been fortunate that we haven't had to do the air conditioning and stuff like that. Mushi says, let's see what Smooshy say here. Let's see what. Having a conversation. I love farms. Do you have any? Yeah, there's farms all over Tioga County. There's a dairy. There's like within a 5-mile radius right here. There's 2 major dairy farms. There's a lot of dairy that comes out of New York State and Pennsylvania. I'm right along the New York-Pennsylvania border, and yeah, there's a farm. My neighbor has a farm, but it's not a working farm anymore. And so there's a lot of farms. Like I said, there's one side of the town. There's one across the river. I've got 15 acres of corn out here. If you watch one of my replays, I show the cornfield on the 4th of July. So that's always so it's one of the nice aspects as far as being. It's a rural area, so it's nice in one aspect, but you don't have all the conveniences as compared to in a big city and stuff like that, as far as stores and cultural things that you can do as far as that goes. I have to travel to go shopping, just grocery shopping. Well, that's only about a 10-15 minute drive, right, to the grocery store. But to do any major shopping, we have to travel about 25 minutes to 30 minutes, either east or west, to Binghamton or the Triple Cities area up around Vestal, Endicott, Binghamton, or else going west to Elmira, Big Flats, as far as that goes. So, but there we have it. Okay, I'm just jabbering and stuff like that. But we're going to go ahead and end our broadcast. Again, thank you for being here, Mushi Master. Glad to have you. Thank you for the follow. Let me go ahead and get the outro music here. And we're going to go ahead and get some lunch here. So we'll start the outro music. And I want to say thank you to Tony D, my brother veteran, my good friend, and fellow broadcaster. Thank you for popping in. If you missed it, Mushi, you're going to have to watch the beginning. Tony's another good broadcaster here on this thing called the internet. We had a conversation with him. I want to say thank you to let's see, Tony was on everything here. Smoking down there, a fellow brother United States Air Force guy. He was on power production guy in the Air Force. Thank you for being here. Smoking, he's down there in Florida. Thank you, Mel. Mel was in here from Australia. We didn't have a chance to talk to Mel. Mel, thank you very much coming in on Rumble, and appreciate that. Thank you, Tim Fanforti, our resident and contractor from Ohio. We had Thamer coming in from Riyadh, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And who else did we have? We had Big Juice coming in from the Buckeye State, Ohio. Thank you, Steve, for being here. And again, thank you, Mushi Master, coming in from India. Thank you for being here. And all you that watch, thank you very much. If you're watching this to replay, thank you very much. You can follow me at Fireman Rich here on Rumble, as well as at Fireman Rich over there on Twitch. And you can follow me over on X, at Fireman Rich on X, True Social, Parler, Instagram Threads, Blue Skies, and on the public Facebook, it's The Real Fireman Rich. So thank you again, Mushi. Thank you. Bye. We'll see you all later. And with that, you all have a great one. Live life. Have fun. Ciao for now. As always, peace. We didn't see Sputnik in here. For Sputnik, live long and prosper. Take care, folks.